the universe is like taking a trip down memory lane. The farther from Earth we look, the farther back in time we see. The farther back in time we see.
And we always have an enjoyment with that every single time, so it never gets old.
Explosion.
Explosion time!
Alright. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first time hatless episode 62 of the most must-see show to ever hit the Bedford TV waves, or any airwaves, for that matter. The Wrestling Connection. Alongside me, as always, is the Mad Wolf himself, your future World Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Zachary Martinkus.
What's up, everybody? And alongside me, my co-host, Mr. Encyclopedia himself, the Encyclopedia of Professional Wrestling, and the Heart Connection himself, the man that makes that adds connect to the Wrestling Connection.
Your connection to the wrestling world, Mr. Ken Hill.
And of course, alongside us
is the Confucius of Confusion, the dizzying Duke himself, Mr. J. Julian.
Greetings, everyone. I am Mr. J, and I'm glad to be a part episode 62 of the Wrestling Connection, and I hope you all enjoy the show. So get ready to have some fun. Take it away, fellas.
All
All
right.
right,
Now we are fast approaching WWE Payback. As always, it's been an action-packed week. We've had changes. We've had returns. We've had impersonations. We've had everything this week. But let's kick things off. We can review. At the top of the show, we had a bit of a change up. Hey, Brian, give it. Hey.
Focus.
Thank you.
Get enough airtime as it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. We had Roman Reigns. We had Randy Orton, top of the show, coming out talking about how he's gonna come out on top, how he's gonna become a 13-time world champion. And there's nothing that either Rollins or Reigns could do about it. Reigns comes out, cuts Orton off the pass, and it seems like the two are ready to come to blows again. Until of all people, the new WWE Tag Team Champions, New Day,
Or as they call them, the New Stooges.
The so-called
called
POP.
the power of positivity.
Positivity, Myron, and we gotta apologize, folks. So just a little bit of technicality.
Little technical difficulties.
Yep.
Good work, Brian.
Thank you.
Alrighty then. So yeah, we have the Three Stooges basically coming out saying that they need more positivity.
Tired of negativity. And then we find out from courtesy of Director Kane that they were going to face off with Orton and Reigns in an impromptu 3-on-2 handicap match. Now, Reigns and Orton were surprised, despite their differences, were surprisingly able to hold their own for the most of the match.
Oh yeah.
Seemed like they were closing in on victory with Orton picking apart the New Day.
However,
going after Kofi Kingston. However, near the end of the match, Orton would go for the RKO on the legal man Kingston. Xavier would come in, try to distract Orton. He ended up getting eaten the RKO for his troubles. And it seemed like when Orton was measuring up Kingston ducked out of the way of an oncoming Reigns spear, which pretty much broke Orton in half, allowing Kingston to get a big win over Orton. The New Day picking up a win over Orton and Reigns. And the funny part about this is we would see New Day celebrating for the rest of the night like they won the freaking Super Bowl.
actually, even worse, they celebrated out through this entire week, and they would not shut up.
Exactly. All right, so you think that this would have been the end of the night? You think, okay, they lost to the tag team champions. Not the worst thing in the world. You could leave with your heads held high. However, Kane was not through with them yet, and decided to pit them against one another in the main event.
Which we're not all entirely surprised, because
I mean, it's Kane's way of softening up the competition for Rollins. However, Rollins was still aghast at having to be put into a triple threat match in the first place, and still was opening his mouth to Kane, talking about how obsolete, how much of a reject he was. And of course, Kane ever so generously decided to reward Mr. Rollins with a rematch against Ambrose from SmackDown because of the outside interference, which
we all know.
which we know that Kane was partially responsible for.
Yeah. So
Now,
so Julian, what do you think of?
what do you think of the whole mix-up between Reigns and Orton?
Reigns and Orton, we all knew that it was going to come down to those two face off against each other one more time before Payback, and knowing that they had a upset loss against the upstart three-man team of the New Day face off against each other, that gives the New Day momentum, but also cuts back on momentum for both Reigns and Orton, who have their eyes dead set on not only the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, as well as getting revenge against the former architect of the Shield, Seth Rollins. So I honestly hope that those two can get it back together so they can be prepared for Payback, because they have 1 week left to get it done before going up against WWE's #1 man.
Julian, can you not play the keyboard?
That wasn't Julian.
Yeah.
That wasn't Julian.
No. So
Julian, can you not play the keyboard when we were playing?
Not playing it, hands right here.
What? Dude, stop. You're playing it with your toes. I know it.
how can he
Show me
play?
your feet. Show me your feet. Quick.
Yeah, Julian's not that flexible.
Feet right here.
Wow, I don't know what's going on.
Whoop, oop, lost your mic. Okay,
Pushing
anyway.
forward though.
Okay, now, as we're talking about that, Rollins' match, Rollins didn't feel like he had anything to prove. He's already come on top of Ambrose several times, so he felt like the match would be pointless. Now, Kane, capitalizing on that, decided to throw a little wrench into the plans for for Rollins.
Basically saying if Ambrose had won his match, the triple threat match for the WWE Championship would be turned into a fatal four-way.
Which would feature Rollins, Reigns, Orton, and Ambrose. So essentially a Shield three-way with Orton thrown in for good measure.
Yep.
Now, of course, Rollins did not like this in the slightest.
No.
But these two, as we've seen in past months, had excellent chemistry with each other. They put on a barn burner of a match.
Oh, yeah.
Several near falls. Seemed like at one point that Rollins had Ambrose powerbombed into the ringside barrier. Didn't seem like Ambrose would make it, but made it just at the 9 count. And then, even though J&J Security had been banned by Kane from ringside, they came down anyway to try and get involved. However, Ambrose would be the one to capitalize on the confusion caused by J&J Security, rolling up Rollins for the shocking 3 count, turning the triple threat into a fatal 4-way match.
Yep, and this caused like a whole lot of animosity, even on SmackDown with the contract signing. I mean, these guys are basically ready to rip each other's heads out in short terms.
Because all 3 men talking about Ambrose, Reigns, and Orton, all 3 men have a bone to pick with Rollins.
Yeah, so like I said, this is war.
And what does Rollins do? Okay, the man was called an architect for a reason. He plays the mind games. He brings up how neither Reigns or Ambrose were fond of Orton. Talked about Ambrose talking crap about how Reigns couldn't talk his way out of a paper bag. So essentially setting these 3 men against each other. Now it raises the question. I mean, obviously they all have their eye on the prize, WWE World Championship. The problem is, are they going to be able to make it there without collapsing on each other? Because that's what Rollins wants. He wants to be able to capitalize on the chaos. He wants to be able to capitalize on confusion and come away out of this smelling like a bouquet of roses.
Exactly. I mean, it's basically like what happened at WrestleMania. I mean, everyone, for those that saw WrestleMania this past WrestleMania, you saw the beatdown, how Reigns and Lesnar gave each other, and then here's Rollins, golden opportunity, turn it into a triple threat, and basically pick the bones.
Exactly. So it's the same exact situation right here, except now you have the added chaos with Ambrose coming for good measure. All right, Greg, come on, we know that too.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, that's.
Are we done here? Why do I always do that? The minute I see this, there's always that last little...
Because it's a great setup.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
So
okay.
Pushing forward, though.
Pushing forward, we were in Canada this past week for Raw.
Yep.
And John Cena would come out for his U.S.
Oh wait, actually, there's one more.
Oh.
There's one other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought we were going to the U.S. title, but okay.
Yeah. I guess Nikki was supposed to go up against.
Nikki had a one-on-one match with Naomi, but even before the match could take place, like I said, we had returns tonight. The return that being that of Tamina Snuka, cousin to Jimmy and Jey Uso, and through marriage, cousin to Naomi.
Oh yeah.
Who decided to bring some family back up to help her of her own to help with the Bella twins.
Oh yeah.
And as you can see, that Tamina paid dividends.
Oh yeah. I mean, they laid both the Bellas out. I mean, my jaw dropped when I saw Tamina. I'm like, holy crud.
So it's safe to say that Naomi's pursuit of the Divas Championship is far from over.
Oh yeah. I mean, this just kicked it into serious overdrive.
We kicked into second gear right here.
Oh yeah, and plus even with Tamina, I think they even out the odds. I mean,
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's 2-on-2. Now Naomi is back up, and now it's pretty much all but guaranteed that Brie won't be a factor in matches involving her sister and Naomi.
Oh yeah, I mean without a doubt though, they do make the Divas title rematch. It's odds are they're gonna make how this is gonna turn out. Naomi is in fact gonna win this. I mean there's no way Nikki can pull this out of her head. I mean come on.
Okay. So now moving on to the United States title situation. Of course, we have the I Quit match upcoming at Payback. It seems like Rusev has had his focus split between not only taking down Cena, making Cena say I quit at Payback, but his seemingly disintegrating partnership with Lana, who's been more and more embracing of the American. Of not only the American, just the WWE audience in general. She's been more open, she's more enthusiastic, and as we saw this past Monday, she was even doing a little fandangoing, which the crowd couldn't get enough of, but Rusev quickly put a stop to that.
Yep.
Now, what I'm curious about is, now for those who don't, if you pardon me for dipping a bit into my wrestling history here, we harken back to the days of the year 2006. We had a boiling personal feud between the likes of Ric Flair and Mick Foley. This culminated in SummerSlam with an I Quit match.
Yep.
Now, Melina had gotten mixed up. Current WWE diva Melina had gotten mixed up to this because she was a personal friend of Mick Foley's. Now, at one point, it seemed like Flair had Foley as Mercy. He was ready to go in for the proverbial kill with a barbed wire 2x4, and here's Melina begging for mercy because Mick was absolutely out of it. He'd been concussed, he'd been beaten beyond belief. The point I'm trying to make is Melina was defending Mick. Flair seemingly goes in. It seems like he's going to hit Melina, and Foley, out of mercy for Melina, for her sake, says I quit. Now it'd be revealed later that it was all a ruse by Melina. She never had any interest in Mick as a friend. All right, the whole thing turned out to be a sham.
Right.
So I'm curious right here, is this a legitimate like dissolving of a relationship between Rusev and Lana, or is there something more to this?
Well, I mean, for the way I've been seeing it, like as of late, though, I mean, this is kind of similar to Jeff Jarrett when he had Deborah, like how she was getting all the attention and whatnot, and he had her packing, but we saw her true colors, you know, SummerSlam 1999 for the European and the Intercontinental title, and look how that went. So, I mean, honestly, I mean, I do want to say though, I mean, since the fact that she's been embracing the crowd though, and I'm sorry to say this though, I now think Lana's actually kind of hot.
Oh please, you thought she was hot before.
Still though, I consider, you know, someone I actually would date.
Oh, I'm so sure.
Yeah.
Okay, now on the other end of the U.S. title situation, we had John Cena. He was in Canada, which always embraces John Cena so warmly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give Cena credit for this. He actually managed to win the crowd back over when they were absolutely against him.
Yep.
No. Cena's got that magic to him somehow. Somehow he can find a way to turn a crowd to his favor, even a vociferous Canadian crowd, like this past Monday.
Oh yeah, and so John Cena, you know, he's pumped up, ready to go.
He had the U.S. Open Challenge.
Yep,
and we were shocked when Bret Hart came out.
Yeah,
the legendary, the Hitman.
Yeah, a former United States champion himself. So.
And it seemed like he said he was ready to introduce a legendary superstar in the making in their own right.
However,
and then we have Heath Slater coming out. And we're thinking, this is the superstar Bret Hart was talking about?
Yeah.
And we have Slater talking about how he's tired of being interrupted, he's tired of being cut off in his attempts for the U.S. title, and then just as he was getting to the ring to complain some more, boom, Mike shot from the Hitman, and bye-bye Slater.
Yep.
Now,
so, and all being said, though, he was able to introduce the true one, none other than
former NXT champion and rival to current NXT champion
Sami Zayn, which the crowd went nuts. My jaw even dropped when I saw that. I'm like, holy crap.
The hometown boy.
Oh, yeah.
Now, unfortunately, a little downside to this, as we found out later on online news, as Zayn was coming down to the ring, he was getting the whole fanfare, preening to the audience. He actually injured his shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Preening to the audience. We saw, and all the concern from the refs and trainers checking on him was actually legitimate. He actually did legitimately injure his shoulder. Zayn is reported that he is going to be out for 2 to 3 months, which puts into question his challenge for the NXT Championship at the next upcoming NXT Live special.
Oh man.
Now, that being said, okay, despite the shoulder injury, Zayn put on an excellent match against Cena.
Oh yeah.
Coming within several close moments of winning the United States Championship, hitting several of his trademark moves, hitting the slide through DDT, several high flying maneuvers, put Cena on edge a lot of times, even kicking out of the attitude adjustment, showing how determined he was to win it. But eventually Cena would come out on top, hitting his new signature springboard stunner, followed by a second AA to retain the championship in a very close match.
Oh yeah, and despite from all that though, like Cena did show Sami Zayn respect though, which it was he deserved it. I mean, honestly,
despite the shoulder injury, he put on a heck of a match.
Oh yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised though too. Even with these few months, you know, recovering and whatnot, though, I think WWE let this guy into the big roster. Let this guy, you know, the guy has earned it.
Exactly. I would love to see him. I would love to see him come up to the roster full time once this injury clears up. All right. Seems like we're kind of having some glitches here with some of the folks.
Sorry, we're working on it.
All right. It's no problem. Okay. Now. Okay. I mean, we had several bits and pieces of Raw of WWE from the past week. We had the introduction of Macho Mandow, Damien Sandow's latest impression. This time, of course, the Macho Man, And seeing that he's been facing off with Mr. Axelmania himself, I can only envision this. Mega Powers 2.0.
Oh no.
Imagine that. I mean, even if it's for just a week or two, having Axelmania and Macho Mandow in the tag team division would be amusing to say the least.
Do we have to have a repeat with Miz and Mizdow?
I guarantee you it'd be something I think the crowd would actually be able to get behind. Both men, because you've seen the little bits of reactions here and there. Axelmania's gotten, of course, Sandow's always been popular since he started his impersonation gimmick, which I'm kind of hoping they'll try to get him away from in the coming weeks. But for now, I mean, it's good. I mean, if you got a little comedy bit going on between the two, just roll with it.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah! Hey, whoa.
Whoa. Okay.
We're not starting back from the beginning though. We're still progressing over, so we
No,
apologize.
we're not rewinding. Everything else is.
Yeah, we're.
I'm a big fan of
going
him.
back time.
We can't fix it without taking you guys off the air, so you're gonna have to deal. Unfortunately, sorry.
All right. Okay.
I'm a big fan of him.
Okay. So anyway, we come up on the main event. Roman Reigns, Randy Orton. They started for the first few minutes, but then of course the Authority makes its presence known. Shocker. Okay, it seems like they're gonna get the jump on Reigns and Orton.
Mm-hmm.
Then here comes Ambrose to save the day. They drive him all off, but then Orton decides, okay, what the heck? Hits an RKO on Reigns, but then Orton gets laid out with a dirty DDT from Ambrose.
Oh, yes.
Ambrose is the one standing tall here, and like he said, he loves it because now he's in on the action.
Mm-hmm.
He's capitalizing the chaos, which works to his advantage so much.
Yeah, and heck, even this past SmackDown, it was a similar situation, and we thought that, we thought maybe Dean Ambrose is gonna make it 2-0. I guess turns out Rollins was the one that was on top. So it goes to show you. I mean, this is every man for himself, and like I said, this is a war going on. This is a match that, I hate to quote Kurt Axel, don't adjust your TV, you put your focus on this match.
Don't change the channel.
Cause
That should be our new catchphrase. Please don't change the channel.
Please.
Please don't change the channel.
please, I'm begging you.
Okay. All right. So we had that. We had main event with Macho Mandow and Axelmania.
Mm-hmm.
We had SmackDown, which featured tag team action between the New Day and
Tyson Kidd and
Cesaro,
Cesaro,
and a mystery partner.
which happened to be none other than Feed Me More. Feed Me More.
Ryback.
Yep, and
Now, of course, Ryback seemed to fit right in with Cesaro and Tyson Kidd.
oh yeah.
It seemed like several moments they had New Day beat. Mm-hmm. Only when Ryback was going out pursuing Xavier Woods, suddenly everything goes black.
Here
Here comes
Bray what?
Bray Wyatt's creepy
Creep out, Titron going on.
Titron.
And of course,
Of course, it distracts Ryback long enough to be laid out by Big E, and the New Day once again cheating to give a win through various means. Kingston rolling up Tyson Kidd with a big old handful of tights.
yep. So
Now, it's safe to say that things between Kidd and Cesaro versus the New Day is far from over.
oh yeah.
And of course, the ongoing feud, the ongoing tit for tat between Ryback and Bray Wyatt, which I still don't quite understand. Of course, it's hard enough to understand Bray Wyatt's motives, but going after Undertaker on the biggest stage of them all
That was understandable.
to Ryback.
Yeah, him going
We're
up against
talking
Taker
about
was.
we're talking about the big. Wyatt talks about how this man, he believes in his strength, he believes in the crowd, he believes in support and positives, and Bray wants to take that all away from him. So, I mean, there is a bit of motive there, but ultimately, I mean, it's still kind of it's still something of a step down for Bray after facing off the Undertaker.
Right. I mean, Taker. He was a multi-time world champion. I mean,
coming off of a feud, which we thought that Wyatt was pretty much going to come out on top of Taker.
Yeah.
I mean, even you agreed that you thought you felt like it was Bray's time,
right?
And yet, okay, he didn't come out on top, and now he's going involved in a directionless feud with Ryback.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even understand it either, and I'm still in question about it.
I mean, if it's a rebound for Bray, I understand.
Yeah.
But if there's something more to it, I don't see it.
Yeah, and plus not to mention, even on this past SmackDown, we saw Luke Harper in a match. So like he
faced off with Fandango,
decimated him, and then
who put up a decent fight against Luke, but ultimately fell victim to the discus clothesline.
Yep. Got the 1-2-3 pin. However, this actually was really interesting when Eric Rowan showed up. Like we figured these guys were going to go head to head against each other, but
and then he starts beating on a fallen Fandango, and all Harper does is just look on curiously, as most of us did.
Yeah, and not to mention, Rowan left the sheep mask in the ring
on the ring apron, which begs the question: okay, is he tired of trying to be his own person? Is he trying to get back in good ties with the Wyatt family, or just with Harper? I mean, could we see these two getting back together as a tag team? No, I mean, first off, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have these two pair back up, because for one, Harper's spinning his wheels.
Yeah.
Okay, ever since his cup of coffee reign with the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, which lasted a month.
Like I said, that's why I said cup of coffee. I mean, it's a long drink. It was a long drink of coffee, but regardless, short reign.
Mm-hmm.
And Rowan, I mean, okay, they had his character built up with the 140, with the genius IQ, as the winemaker, and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. But I mean, it went really nowhere, because, I mean, Rowan just ended up being fodder for the Big Show. And out of the trio of him, Ryback, and Ziggler, he was the only one to lose out on getting to go to the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, which
so
was
it seemed
really
like
stupid.
Ever since he decided to go his own way, side with, come to the good side, be a face. It seemed like he's just been on a constant downslide.
Yeah,
I mean, and not to mention he only had one pay-per-view match since his face turn, and he's lost to the Big Show.
Yeah, which was severe. Not to mention, it was a stairs match. A stairs match.
Not exactly the most riveting of matches, but one we figured, okay, he'd get a solid in, but not even that.
I ran on about this. I'm trying to keep it.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta keep it. We gotta keep it to a half an hour.
Yeah. So.
All right. But so I mean, like I said, in the long run, I think this is better. Am I penning for a whole Wyatt family reunion? I'm not so sure, because, okay, there's still something to be said about Wyatt out on his own. However, having Harper and Rowan back together as a tag team, I think would be more beneficial for both of them.
Yeah.
And for the tag team division, because now the tag team division needs all the bodies it can get. You got two legitimate big guys, big dudes in Rowan and Harper, who could pose a threat to any tag team that comes up in there. And frankly, I would love to see them go up against Cesaro and Kid. I would not only love to see Kid get thrown around, I'd like to see Cesaro try to swing one of those big dudes.
Yeah, I mean, plus not to mention, though, I mean, I think these guys are due for it, though. I mean, for the love of God, they're former NXT tag team champions. I mean, I think of most of the tag team divisions, most of the tag teams now, they've all been former NXT champions. So, like, and I'm honest to God.
Right. We got the Lucha Dragons.
The Ascension.
Right. I mean, even Neville in his own right is a former tag team champion.
Right.
So I mean, Harper and Rowan, I think, like you said, they're overdue. So I think if you're going to put these two back together, say Cesaro and Kid win back the tag team titles, there you go. Rowan and Harper, Cesaro and Kid, I think would be an excellent matchup, much in the same realm as the Usos and Harper and Rowan, because facing off against those two was ultimately what got over the Usos as one of the, if not the top tag team in WWE and professional wrestling in general.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, what am I looking at here?
A pop music video that has no place on this show.
For the love of God.
Guys are trying everything to fix this. It's not easy.
No, we understand. It's cool.
Alright.
We have to call Dr. Miley.
Doctor.
Dr. Miley.
Is there a doctor in the house?
Doctor.
I would have preferred Dr. Shelby in this case.
Frankly, I'd take Dr. Kevorkian at this point.
Touche. And actually, and I do have one little announcement. As everybody that pays attention, you know, on Facebook though, I posted up my video for WWE Toughen Up, and I've been keeping track with it. And let me tell you, 300 viewers. 300 viewers.
That is a big deal, man.
Yeah, and all I gotta say is keep up the likes. So share this sucker worldwide with all your friends on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. Spread this sucker worldwide.
Exactly. This is Mad Wolf, 2Ds, Zachary Martinkus on Facebook.com/The Wrestling Connection. Go on there, check out the video. Go onto Bedford TV's YouTube page, and you can see the video there as well.
Yep.
Share it. Talk about it. Do everything you can to get our boy in Tough Enough.
Exactly, because and honestly though, and I got an interesting. I mean, over the last couple of days and whatnot, I've been calling out every other person that's been saying how every other competitor that wants to be part of WWE Tough Enough, and I think it's funny that they're all saying the same thing. A lot, if not very bullet point to me. And it's like, are you serious? And so pretty much I've dubbed you guys the copywriting jokers because you guys can't come up with anything original. So in my Zach tag, which unfortunately we can't really do this, and I'm going to make this short and sweet. Can you guys come up with something original? Honestly, something original. I mean, for the love of...
Greg's got something original. Let her rip, Greg.
I'm talking about
That's improvisation, right on the spot. Doesn't get more original than that.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, getting back to what we...
My bullet point, though, just make a long story short, though.
Can you try making a short story long?
We're on time frame here, okay?
Okay, we got...
But basically, all I'm going to say is for all the tryouts for WWE Tough Enough, if there's anybody that wants this more than any all, it's me. I've wanted this since I was a kid. I thought of nothing but becoming a WWE professional, becoming a world champion. I want this more than any of y'all. So, believe me when I say, if anybody's got more guts, more heart, and it is actually tough enough to be part of WWE Tough Enough, I'm the guy to do it. As Triple H once said though, he's a fighter. I'm a fighter. I don't stop, and I ain't gonna stop. And also, I'm not gonna stop keep posting my call-out videos that I post every single day as possible as I can, just to make my dent. Because I have a saying: if you're able to make a, you can't change the world, but you can make a dent. If you're able to make a dent just enough, you're able to, and just enough to impact someone, you're able to achieve the inevitable. This is my dent that I'm making. I'm coming. The hunt's on. Recognize and believe the hype.
Strong words. Strong words. And we're pulling for you here.
Thanks.
All right, now before we sign out on today's show, just a quick what a maneuver segment. Obviously, we don't have the photos available. In honor of Sami Zayn, Canadian hero, we had his maneuver, the haluva kick, which is not the
You guys gonna do it?
No.
No. These two are gonna do it later on.
Yes.
All right. But the haluva kick is essentially a corner big boot, a corner yakuza kick, if you will. Essentially, he has the opponent propped up in the corner, gets a running start, puts his boot up, and pretty much it's called like a face wash. It's called actually a face wash in professional wrestling. gets the opponent right across the face, just knock him loopy.
Yep, and one other wrestler who made that famous for was Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP.
And MVP, he would call it the drive-by kick. Now, of course, the Yakuza kick itself, okay, it was essentially a big boot. Big boots are typically used by tall wrestlers, big wrestlers. Sometimes they would just, instead of doing a running one, they would just do a standing one.
Right.
Just to show they didn't have to run, they didn't have to walk. They would just stand there, put the boot up, just to show how powerful, how strong they are, that they can knock an opponent for a loop without having to move an inch.
Oh yes, so it can be a dangerous move if done wrongly, but if done correctly,
It can still be deadly. It can still be dangerous.
Either way, it's a dangerous move. And as I said, don't try this at home.
Exactly.
Seriously.
The dangerous move. Sometimes the dangerous moves are the simplest ones.
Exactly. And even, no matter what move it is, so it can be dangerous. And as I said, kids, and I mean this, don't try this at home.
Okay. Now that is all for this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Oh, actually, there's one other announcement though. This Sunday is my 23rd birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to the Mad Wolf.
Yep.
We're actually going to be going out tomorrow night bowling to celebrate. We'll be at King's at 3rd Avenue in Burlington. We're gonna take in a couple of rounds. You can come join us if you like.
Yep.
All right. We actually have. That's actually going to be tying in to our pay-per preview next week for WWE Payback.
Yep.
We actually have an interesting contest going on here.
Yep, it's either and Brian and Greg, they unfortunately not going to be there, but each one of them
they will still factor into this.
Yep,
it's going to be Zach, myself, and Mr. J bowling 2 rounds. Now, whoever has the highest score combined score after 2 rounds will be the winner, and get an extra lock of the night for WWE Payback. Now, because Brian and Greg could not be there, sadly enough. Okay.
No sarcasm.
Oh no!
That was too genuine. You can tell my eyes.
We're so sad you couldn't make it.
Dear,
We're so sad you can't make it.
See?
Oh, okay, but no. In all
But
seriousness,
in all seriousness,
they picked one out of the 3 of us to as sort of a representative. Now, Brian picked Zach.
Wow.
And Greg picked me. Now, if either of us win, whoever picked either of us would also get an extra lock of the night for WWE Payback. Now, the wild card in all this is our own Mr. J. Julian. If Julian wins tomorrow night, he will get an extra lock of the night for next week's pay-per preview. But he has to choose who will get the second extra lock of the night.
so basically it could be either Kenny, me, Brian,
or Greg.
Yeah, so obviously they'll please for the love of God don't choose Brian.
Pick the guy.
So in other words, y'all stay right in my hand since I am the wild card of the night. Good luck to you.
You're always a wild card, Julian.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, yeah, that's all going on tomorrow night. Wish us all the best of luck. If you want to come down and join us, like I said, we'll be at King's 3rd Avenue in Burlington, Mass. Come join us for some fun.
Yep.
All right. So in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to email us, if you'd like to give comments or predictions for next Sunday's WWE Payback, you can contact us at wrestlingconnection@gmail.com. Of course, you can always find me and Zach and our friend Rob posting on Facebook.com/The Wrestling Connection. You can hit up us on Twitter at WWConnection. And of course, you can check out all of our present and past vids, including Zach's Tough Enough vid and our one year anniversary vid on Bedford TV MA's YouTube page.
Yep, and as I said, folks, spread my video wide and give me that opportunity.
Let the Mad Wolf roam.
Give Zach a chance. Give Zach a chance.
All right, forget about the divas. Give Zach a chance.
Give Zach a chance. Give Zach a chance. Give Zach a chance. Give Zach a chance. Give Zach a chance.
All right, but in all being said, though, folks, of course, we are the Wrestling Connection, and of course, as always, be connected, get connected, stay connected. Y'all have a good night, folks.
Have a good weekend. See you at Kings.
Oh, yeah.
It's showtime!
I've heard it too many times to ignore it. There's some things that aren't supposed to be.
Someday we'll find it, the wrestling connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.